This is the video replication for Lecture Prep 4 of the St. Louis University course Introduction to GIS. Today we'll look at some of the basic tools for navigating map documents in ArcGIS. To begin, we want to open up Arc. Remember that ArcGIS is not a single application, but rather a family of apps. We'll be primarily using ArcMap this semester. When ArcMap opens, we'll see the last maps we've worked on, and we'll want to browse for more existing files and go to our external device, where the course data release should be located. The GIS tutorial folder has a map subdirectory, and we'll open it to the tutorial 1-1 map document. When the map document opens, we see the contiguous United States in the main window. The toolbar referenced in the book is up here in my window, and the table of contents is located on the left side of the screen. We'll start by saving a copy of this map document into our assignments repository. We'll go to File, Save As. We'll move back up through the folder hierarchy. Then open the Assignments folder and go to Lecture Preps, LP04, and then save our document in the map subdirectory that you should create. With the document saved, we can begin to make changes. For instance, we can turn on the U.S. cities layer, which adds points for a selection of major cities in the United States. We can turn these points off by unchecking the layer in the table of contents. Next, we'll add some new data. We'll click the Add Data button. To add additional data, we need to connect to a folder. ArcGIS cannot access data from any directory on the computer. It can only access data from directories it is connected to. I'll connect Arc to my entire external drive and then go into the data library directory inside the course data release. From that United States geodatabase, I'll open the Colorado Counties feature class. We'll ignore the coordinate system warnings for now. With the file added, its polygons will appear on our map, and our table of contents will also be updated. We can right-click on the layer in the table of contents and select Remove to delete it from the map document. When we add files, we want to make sure ArcGIS is only keeping the relative relationship between our map document's location and the data source's location. We can check this by going to Map Document Properties in the File menu and making sure that the checkbox near the bottom, which indicates that relative path names should be stored, is checked. We can also go to the Customize menu and then ArcMap Options to make sure that this relative paths option is set as a permanent one. I prefer to use the Catalog pane to add layers. We can access it from the Windows menu, and it gives us access to all of the directories we have connected Arc to. I'll drill down to the Colorado Counties data again and re-add it to the map. We'll select the feature class, single-click it, and drag it onto the map document. We want to ignore that coordinate system warning again. And once again, the polygon should be drawn and the layer should appear in our table of contents. With the catalog window, we can use the pin icon at the top to make it auto-hide, and then click on the tab to reopen it. We can also use the pin button to make the window a permanent fixture again. With it open, we'll add the Colorado Streets layer by clicking and dragging it onto the map, checking to make sure it draws and appears in our table of contents. Then we'll close the catalog window. Following the book, we'll turn the U.S. cities layer on again, then move it down to the bottom of the table of contents to illustrate how visual hierarchy is achieved in ArcGIS. On the bottom of the table of contents, the layer will be totally obscured by the polygons above it. We can drag the points back up to the top to make the cities visible again. We can edit the appearance of layers by clicking on the legend symbol. We'll use the symbol selector to change the fill color to tarragon green. With our hue selected, we click OK to make the change permanent. We can follow a similar process to change the outline color to black. Click on the symbol and use the symbol selector's outline color picker to select black. The same process holds for editing the streets layer. Once again, we click on the legend symbol and then use the symbol selector's color picker to select 20% gray. Finally, I want to talk about navigating around the map itself. There are zoom tools in the Tools toolbar. We'll pick the Zoom In tool and then click and drag the Zoom In tool to create a box around Florida. We can use the Fix Zoom In and Zoom Out buttons to move in and out of the center of the map. The Pan tool, which looks like a gloved hand, can be used to drag the map around. We can move our view up to Georgia, for example. Often it is helpful to zoom out as far as possible. The Full Extent tool will do that for us. It looks like a small globe. There's also a back button to return us to our previous extent, and a forward button as well. We can move through the extents we have recently used. But we'll use the back button to move back to our view of the lower 48 states. Finally, we'll right-click on the Colorado Counties layer and click Zoom to Layer to move into those specific features. We can do the same with the Colorado Streets layer. Right-click, then choose Zoom to Layer.